Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. These two teams had met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Hey, thumbs up, alert. No touch. No.
They'll go to Barkley again. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 63.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Eagles.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
2 yards on the pickup.
Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. looking to put a drive together. They'll run. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there's no such thing as a safe run, right? And right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that. And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
A short one there, taken in by Ferguson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
19, Tigers, Buffalo 18, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 18 Maverick.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A first down carry for Barkley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You look at this Cowboy defense. Now, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's football 101, isn't it? Tip your cap to the rookie. He knocked that one away, but he better not relax. They're going to test him all game long.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line.
And an Eagles first down. It's a gain of 23 yards. First down.
Hurts. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Here's Hurts. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 21-0 our score after 1.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
Ready up. 7 Pirates. Set Buffalo 18. Here we go. Set. 79 Broncos. Set go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete. And all the way down to the 5. A big play here for Dallas. 41 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10.
19 Lions.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Rashee Rice from 8 yards out. And the Cowboys are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 77 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick-6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys they get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
At the 29-yard line.
Curve 19, 79, trap 60, trap 60.
On play action, they'll throw. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a shotgun handoff, Blue. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw. That'll be caught by Rice.
The second down pass.
3rd and 3.
A gain of 10 makes it 3rd.
They're going to look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They go play action with Hurts. Now he'll tuck this and run. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Here's a diving catch right side. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
That's a big league job there, getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. From the gun, it's Hurts. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts with career touchdown number 75. And the Eagles are able to add on to their first half lead. Elliott on for the extra point. is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
And that's caught inside the 30. A big play here for Dallas. 55 yards.
That's good for a Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Ready, set. Set. Hawk 70, Hawks, Bronco 80.
Check.
Hey, we gotta switch it up, we gotta switch it up. 79 Bronco. Top 60, Cup 19, Cup 19.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Open man right side is Rice. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
First down.
Let's go
First
now.
and goal at the 9-yard line.
And this is going to fall to the ground incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Nolan Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Set. Hey, Warriors 70. 19 Lions. Ready.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott good on the extra point. And a round is on here in this first half. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Dallas Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. They begin with a carry for Blue. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Going deep here for Allen. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And that is incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
The first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
2nd and 5. Trying to set up a screen for Blue. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Able to hit his target man. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll set up to throw. And nearly another interception. It would have been his third of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO, he'll keep it. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Back to throw again. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Rashee Rice with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Aubrey now for the point after. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
That's another Eagles first down. A gain of 19 yards. And an Eagle first down.
Hurts. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He's into space past the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 43 yards. And the Eagles just continue to roll. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They go play action here on first down. That's completed right side to Palmer. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves some. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
What? Yeah. Really, I should probably start a hit, boy, because I got all the hits, boy.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 60 Bobcats, 60 Buffalo 18, 7 Pirates, Warriors 70, Cup 19, Panthers 18, Pioneer.
They'll drop the throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Up the middle with Barkley. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point. Second down and 4. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. Looking to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And now they'll shift things around. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, now comes the Cowboys punter. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. But Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
And he's brought down. Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. And he'll just get rid of it. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll try to do it himself. The flag comes in. It's incomplete. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that one go. Looking to put a drive together.
Warriors 70, Cougar 19, 18, Pioneer. Hey, check that, street. Go!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Gets it underneath to Blue. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before they close out the ballgame.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
They're going to look to throw. Well, that one caught by Rice. Finding room at midfield. Still going. Inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. Rashee Rice, 66 yards. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Aubrey now for the PAT. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do. For you, as he'll be backed up to start this drive. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. Zach Ball there on the tackle. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd and 9.
Hey, easy, 63, back.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Hands it off out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And they'll get this down to the 10. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Great, set.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Fights him off. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Hey, 73.
They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Elliott on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. Now this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Andrew Bakuba. What is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.